Hello everyone, MeanSpeed here with another Revive Heroes video. In this video I'm going to go over the most recent update, which was today, which I guess I'm going to call the Widget update, since that's pretty much the biggest and most apparent and noticeable addition to the game out of all the other changes that did happen today as well. So yeah, first of all, not all of this gameplay will be in multiplayer, at least I don't think it will be, because there were very few joinable servers, especially for my region, so I didn't really get a lot of footage. There were very limited opportunities to actually record, and I wanted to get this video uploaded today for you guys on the day of the update. So yeah, it was quite hard to get enough footage anyway. Also, the multiplayer gameplay I did get, you might notice it's pretty laggy, though I'm pretty sure that wasn't on my end. A few people were talking about the servers, complaining about connection and stuff like that, so it wasn't just me. So yeah, the rest of this gameplay probably just be me showing off some widgets in the tutorial, since, like I said, I really had no other choice, to be honest. Also, if I do need to provide more footage for the video length, I'll just put some other clips I never uploaded at the end, once again because of time constraints, but we'll see how it goes. So starting with the most anticipated and desired widget for sure, bandages were added, and they're actually the crude version, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a very weak bandage compared to the supreme bandage. So the bandage most of you will remember from the old days actually healed you for double the amount this one does, so it'll take some time getting used to it, and you might want to use it a few more times before going back into combat. But it's something I'm pretty pleased with, since now we have a reliable way to stop burning bullets. Now that does kind of suck for those people that maxed it, since we still can't reset abilities, but honestly it was needed, necessary to have a proper way to deal with it. And it's also a relief to have a proper way to heal as a commando, because none of the commando abilities can heal you. But it's also good really for all the classes, in the sense that soldiers weren't always around, there weren't always enough soldiers in the server, maybe they weren't healing you enough or at all. And I must admit, actually, I was getting used to playing without this sort of extra healing. I found that there was a bit more team play, because obviously soldiers were the main focus of healing. But I still think that, at this level of bandage, because of how weak it is, I still think it's not going to break up the team play that much. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, I think, like I said, a weaker bandage, it's not that big of a deal or an issue. Nothing really on the scale of the higher level of bandages, and definitely nothing compared to tonics, which aren't in the game, by the way. Now, let's jump to one of the two widgets that I feel is making the game pretty crazy and over the top, unplayable right now. First of all, the main reason there's an issue with some of these widgets is because we're in the beta, which means everything is unlocked and has unlimited uses, meaning anyone can spam whatever they want now without the risk of running out of stock, and they really have no reason not to use them. So the first of these types of widgets is the pirate keg. You've probably already seen it in the gameplay, but it's basically a keg that doesn't have high initial damage, but it does have massive knockback, and it also burns anyone who gets caught up in the blast radius, giving it damage over time as well. It also can't be eaten by IEG, and the only real counter to it would be to use Blasting Strike before it gets shot, making it, very low risk, very high reward, more so if you combine it with the normal keg as well. The second major widget is the magic widget, which basically sends anyone caught up in it flying, causing a lot of accidents, deaths from hitting walls, houses, trees, vehicles, you name it. Now, I actually dislike magic a lot more than the pirate kegs, because the only way to avoid the effect is to hope you're out of the radius. You can't stop it with any ability or something like that, which makes it massively powerful, to break up teams and get people away from flags and important spots on the map. Also, how far you get sent and the force of it is actually much stronger, better than the pirate kegs as well. So, it makes it pretty irritating to face, especially when you're on a map where it's so easy to hit things, hit objects, such as on Victory Village with all the houses. And also, commandos can freely use magic and kegs while in stealth, which is also a big issue. And, well, it always has been, really. They can just use those widgets without exiting stealth. So, pretty annoying to deal with that. So yeah, guys, like I said, the major issue here is that we have these in the beta. They're unlocked for everyone, and there's no way to run out of them. These widgets weren't really a big deal back in the day in normal servers, and yeah, they were seen pretty rarely because of the paywall. I mean, you actually had to buy funds to stock up magic, and basically there's none of that right now, which means you're going to see a lot of widget spam. It makes the game feel like pretty much like an unranked server, but without any limits of an admin to control the chaos, I guess. And yeah, these issues will definitely go away if certain widgets are removed from the beta. We won't see many of these issues. or just when the full release arrives, since we'll have to buy everything with VP, and I'm pretty sure you won't see people rushing straight to the magic and pirate kegs. I hope not anyway. I mean, instead, at least I think anyway, people will want to unlock weapons and clothing first, and since the widgets will run out and not have unlimited stock and uses, they won't be nearly as annoying or common as they are right now. So yeah, just a beta issue for the most part. So back to the more harmless and fun widgets now. We've got fireworks, which always make a nice green effect. Flares, which are blue or red depending on the faction, always nice to look at. The egg widget, which was always like a troop trap basically. The cake widget, which did a small amount of damage up close and you threw it. Kind of similar to the chair smack, which is also in the game, but that's more of a melee weapon widget. Throwing knives, which are always really situational, kind of hard to use, but I mean, they were fun. They did have low damage as well. The football, it's always fun. The punch, which is kind of like a weak blasting strike. The robot charge, which doesn't actually work properly for some reason right now. And a few others that are reskins of other widgets, and just things I've missed out because there's quite a lot, to be honest. A few more interesting ones that I've noticed though are the Royal Speed Boots, which basically give you the equivalent of Leg-It 2 or something like that, basically allowing you to escape from tough situations pretty effectively or just get somewhere quicker, though it's a Royal exclusive widget, which is pretty lame. The Nationals got another jetpack, which is kind of stupid. Also, you can use it alongside Leg-It to keep a constant speed boost going if you have a high level of Leg-It because of the cooldowns on both of them, which is pretty handy. Plus, it can even serve as an alternative to Leg-It for you if you don't want to add any points to that for your current level, and it allows you to just focus on other abilities. We also have the Crude Wrench, which is alright, I guess. I mean, it heals for free armor fairly quickly, and I'm glad we have this version of the wrench because it means tanks can't get too much armor back, especially if they're camping, for example. Honestly though, this widget doesn't affect me too much personally because I normally only use jeeps anyway to get from one place to the other, and I try to focus on infantry gameplay if I can anyway, as I enjoy that more. Now, there's a few tweaks here and there, but the other major thing I want to mention here is that a few abilities got changed. So the game's now in a version where certain changes took place. Troop traps have the poison effect now. The keg won't actually slow anyone down unless it's on level 2 or higher, and it also does less damage than it used to per level. IEG now lasts for a lot less time than it did before on lower levels, and also grenade spam is in a massively powerful state right now to my knowledge, since back in the day when those changes happened to the keg and IEG, grenade spam got a buff in the same patch, meaning it'll probably be the same as it was back then, and it'll probably be the next go-to ability for soldiers now that burning bullets isn't how it was. So yeah guys, that was it for this video. I've covered the two major things that came with this update. The rest are just minor changes and fixes, such as adding the correct weapon icons for your HUD, as well as the introduction of Inland Invasion and the return of Sunset Showdown. Also, map voting got added to servers a few days ago as well. It wasn't a part of this update, I just didn't ever get to talk about it, which thankfully has a delay to it to avoid too much abuse at the moment. But in my experience, when you get into a server where enough people are in agreement that, say we all want to play Victory Village over and over, it's pretty awesome to just keep, jumping to it. But I guess it can be annoying for those people that are like undecided or just want to have the whole map to play. But yeah, so yeah guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.